Hey guys, welcome back to another acrylic painting lesson. I'm Mike Ferris. To get started, as you can see, I don't have my image laid out just yet because I want to make a very light, dull, sort of a blue hue color for the background. And to get started, I'm going to be taking my new palette knife here, and I've got just a little bit of Phthalo Blue, a little raw Umber, a little bit of Cad Yellow, and as you can see, a lot of white because I want to get this very light color. I'm probably not going to use all these colors. So I'm going to take a big scoop of white here and just a little bit of burnt umber into that. A little bit of phthalo blue for that little hue, blue hue to it. And I'll mix this up first. And I like to go back and forth and pick it up and smash it down again and again. That just really ensures that all of the hidden pockets of color get mixed so that nothing comes out unmixed. And then, of course, becomes a different value than what you want on the canvas. So I'll just, you can see a little bit of blue still showing in there. Okay, so something like that, and here's just a teeny bit of yellow. This really is just to warm it up just a little bit, just to kind of give it this sort of kind of glow, warm, inviting kind of feeling, I guess, for the background. And you can totally do this in any color that you want, or any light color. I would recommend a light color for the background if you do want to change it. I have my number 2-inch flat brush, fairly large. I'm just going to cover the whole canvas with this general background color. Okay, so now that it's dry, I've got my image transferred with wax transfer paper. And again, this image is available if you'd like help with the drawing process down at the Patreon link. And also a short video on how I transfer images using wax transfer paper and a stylus. If you've never done that method, it really saves from having to erase on your canvas. I have cleared my palette now. As you can see, I've got Phthalo Blue, raw umber, burnt umber, Cad Orange, Magenta Red, Cad Yellow, and of course titanium white as always. So I'm going to pretty much just block in all the general values of color starting from the top and working down, and I'll go in there with other values and details and work on that. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 13mm angle brush here. You can use any size or type of brush you'd like. And as I've said in other videos, I like the tip and how those other bristles are angled down out of the way. And it really makes it easier to get this tip in here and do these really precise lines, and also to get into small areas like in here and wherever. And it's just an awesome brush for getting these nice, precise, crisp lines where they go. So I'm just going to basically go through the colors, mix up some values, and I'm going to start with some raw umber here. And I'm going to add just a little bit of titanium white. Let's see, maybe a little bit more. Something like just to darken, or I'm sorry, to lighten this down a little bit. Okay, I'll grab a little bit more into that. And just kind of wiggle, pull through, and it gives me a nice chiseled edge. And again, I can just go in here and just block this in. So I'm going to just start up here, like I said, and just kind of do something like this. Okay, and with this darker value, I'm going to go down here and just do the outline all the way down. And I'm not going to fill in the whole spoon down here with it, but I do want the outline to have this dark shadow area out here. And I'm just going to fill this in, and I'm not going to bring it, like I said, all the way down. I kind of want to stop it at about something like right here. And I'll have it go to about right, something like this. And again, just blocking stages, just getting the general color where it goes. And I'm going to come in there, like I said, add highlights, add some shadows, knock some things back. if something is too much or not enough or whatever, and it's all good. Just come in here and fill this in. Now I will say I kind of want to be careful not to get too much dark out of bounds at all, and this light stuff, it is going to take, you know, quite a bit of layers to cover up anything dark with this light background value. So again, this is why I like this angle brush. It's very precise. It's really, I can get things right the first time usually with it. And it just saves me a lot of time having to cover up mistakes when you have a dark value on a light value. But if this background were dark, I could care less, because as you know, dark values, I mean, they'll just cover a light value and no problem. But it's when you have, like I said, the dark on top of the light that you didn't mean to get there. You're gonna have to spend some time putting some layers down and getting that covered up. Okay, so I'm just loading more pigment on the brush. What I want to do now is take again some burnt umber, some Cad Yellow this time, and some titanium white. Okay, maybe a little bit more white. And maybe a little bit more of this raw umber into it. Okay, maybe I think a little bit more yellow. Okay, something like this. I just kind of want this dull sort of golden yellow color here. And I'm just going to bring it in and just set this in here like this. Okay, so now I'm going to get some Cad Orange, a little bit of burnt umber into that. And let's see, I'm going to get some yellow to warm that. So as you can see, we have this nice kind of vibrant but dulled down orange color here. And let's put that right in here. Okay, without cleaning, I'm going to take some burnt umber now. And what I'd like to do is, let's see, come in here and I'll start with just very little pressure with the brush, the edge of it, and watch, I can make these shapes with this really light and then pressing down a little bit more. And I can do something like that and just make these things however, and just kind of make this happen. What I'm going to do now is make up some values in some different tones here generally to make it quicker and easier to mix from, and have the colors already available so I don't have to mix every single time with every stroke. So with so many changes, I'm going to just take now some yellow, okay, and a little bit of burnt umber to that. That's just to dull that yellow down, and just like so. And then I'm going to take mostly titanium white, and I just kind of want to mix just some of this color into the white. I really am looking for this lighter, and a little bit more of this color in there. Saturate it down a little bit more. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do now is just take just a teeny pin drop, of orange. That's it. Just a pin drop is all it takes. Like maybe half a pin drop. It will take over the entire batch if you're not careful with orange. Okay, see, just like that, just a teeny bit. I'm not going to sit there and make it orange. I just want the orange to kind of give it just kind of a further dulled down sort of hue to it. Gets it more realistic looking this way. Okay, I can always add more orange. See that if I add too much, now I've got to go grab more yellow, more white, kind of have to mix it all up again. Okay, just like that, no more than this. And kind of adds this peachy tone to it. Grab some Cad Yellow. Quite a bit, and again, just a little bit of orange. And I do want this to be an orange value, but I want some yellow in there too to kind of warm it up a bit and to give it this nice glow. And I'm going to add now some of this dulled down value that I made here. Okay, so that's just really just some more raw umber, burnt umber into this. I'll just set that right there. Okay, and again, I want to take some orange. And I want to take a little bit of burnt umber into there. Okay, something like this. Okay, I'm going to actually make some more of this color here by adding a little bit more orange to that. And just set that there. Okay, and now what I want to do is take, again, some of this red mixed with a little bit of burnt umber into that, and I want to get some of this magenta red now into that. And a different value yet. Something like that. So as you can see, we've got these different tones. I've got this golden light dull yellow, this kind of yellow orangey color, more of a brown orange color, and then we've got a reddish orange color here. And from here I can lighten or come over here with these darker values and darken them, and however I want to tone these back and forth, but this is pretty much the values that I want to work from. And with that, I'm going to go ahead again with my angle brush here, and I'm going to keep coming down here, and I'm going to start striking, or I'm sorry, filling in some more of the honey that's dripping off the spoon here. So again, just base coat. I'm going to take this lighter yellow here, and I'm just going to block in right here with this. Okay, and I'm leaving this little line right here that's coming down through the bubble drip, or the drip coming off here. And again, this Traceable, if you'd like help with the drawing process, it is available down on Patreon. Don't forget to check that out. I've laid it out in 2 canvas sizes. This 11x14 is the one I'm using, and the other size is an 8x10. And you'll find I'm using the grid method, and I have those grids and those lines in the drawing and those already established to get everything proportionate where it goes. So there you go, you're welcome. All right, I'm going to take now a little bit more of this burnt umber into this yellow here. I just wanted to dull this down a little bit more and grab a little bit more white to that. You'll see it's more of a, it's got this duller hue to it now. And let's go back in. Yeah, you can see the difference here. This is not as saturated and as vibrant as what I first put down, and that's fine. See, with acrylics, you can just totally change anything, anytime, especially if the paint is wet. You can just grab whatever value you need to change the value of what you have there, and it'll just mix right on the canvas into it and change it right before your eyes. Or if it dries, of course, you can just cover it up with the new value. So anything you want to do. It can be fixed, it can be changed, it can be whatever you want anytime. So just film in that. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit more white to this. So that is something like this. Okay, a little bit more yellow from there. Okay, something like that, and just going to keep going and blocking stuff in. I'm going to go in here and just kind of strike some of these little things here, like right here. See on the glass there? Just here and there, just kind of playing this value down. And maybe right here in front. Okay. And again, just blocking. Not worried about the details. Just gonna get this in. And right here, there's a little something, a little striking reflection of something there. Okay. However, I'm going to clean my brush again. And I'm going to mix up now a little bit of raw umber and phthalo blue. Essentially, you get black when you do that. And I'm just going to take this very dark, the darkest value in this piece right here. So there's a little bit of it striking right here. On the edge of the glass there, something there. I don't know, something there maybe. And then right here off the spoon, there's this little dark little area right here. Just kind of something like that. And there's going to be some of that value right here, just to show some depth and dimension on the spoon here for shadow. Okay, so just getting these values where they go. I'll do some blend in and knocking back and values, changes and highlights and shadows and all that in their details when it's time, but for now I got to get this value down. I got to get the colors where they go, and just know that it's going to look pretty hideous on the first layer or two, and that's just fine. I need that look. I need that stuff to work with to pop the stuff on top of it out and give it that awesome realistic look. It's all that stuff underneath really why you need the layers with acrylics, or they just won't work. The colors won't pop. So I'm just going to dust this out, as you can see. Just kind of like this, just kind of petting this canvas. And again, I don't care if it comes in too far. I can take this lighter brown, blend back over, and just knock it back if it's too much or whatever. So just blend back and forth as many times as you need to. Okay, so after cleaning my brush, I'm going to take a little bit of raw umber here, more Cad Yellow, and let's see, it's gonna dull that down, of course, and then I wanted to get some titanium white. Okay, a little bit more raw umber into that. Okay, something like this. A little yellow gold and shine here, and let's put that right here. Okay, a little bit of thinned out honey, so it has this not so orangey vibrant look to it. Okay, just filling those general shapes there. And I'm gonna apply some of that here on this. And right there a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to sort of outline some of this. And I'll put some of that down in here. So I'm not going to clean my brush. I'm just going to start adding more values. I'll just wipe most of the color off the brush. And I'm going to take this more vibrant orange here. And I want to start filling in basically where this value goes. All right, so now let's get this reddish orangey yellow. And to this, I'm going to come down and do a separation line right here on the glass jar. Just kind of like that. Shows this plane and then this plane over here going back. So I'll just get this right there. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna clean my brush. Now what I wanna do is grab a little bit more of this, and to that I wanna add a little bit more raw umber to that, or sorry, burnt umber. I tell you what, if you guys watch my videos, I get this brown. These browns are mixed up all the time. I say raw when I mean burnt, and vice versa. Burnt umber, more vibrant. Raw umber, darker, less vibrant. There we go. So a little bit more of the burnt umber. And we can darken that just a little bit. Now let's warm that up from there with a little bit more Cad Yellow. So a warm, kind of dulled down orange. You can see it's a little different than this, but not much. Okay, these little subtle, mundane little changes in details, you'd be surprised at what a difference it makes when you do a number of those and how much that changes everything and makes it really realistic versus, it's okay. You know, to, wow, that's awesome. And somebody wants to stand there and look at it for a little while because their eyes just bouncing all over and they just can't believe it. It's like, man, that's a painting, oh my God. Well, not hard to do. Just take the values, play them with other ones, and you'll get magnificent in no time. All right, let me take now just some of this dulled down orange. I want to go into some of this because I just want it a little bit more saturated in the orange area here. Okay, yeah, like that. See, I felt like this was a little too yellow. We're getting further down. It's going to change a little bit. So this had more of an orangey hue to it. All right, so something like this. And as you can see, all the brush strokes, all the transparency, all the just, with acrylics this first time around, all good. We need the to get something magnificent to pop off of that. So what seems ugly and messed up is actually being used to create something awesome. So, which is why we should all hang in there and keep going and not put our brush down and give up. So, I hope this lesson is finding you guys well, and I really hope that this is clear and that you guys are able to follow this very well. Let me know in the comments if there's anything I'm leaving out or something that maybe I didn't touch enough on, or a subject matter that you want to paint along with me because maybe you've tried to do it and maybe it's something you want to see somebody else do that, I don't know. Whatever it is, let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. Okay, so as you can see, I just mixed a little of this and this together, and it just kind of creates this even little bit of a change in the orange value here a little bit. See, from there to there, little differences. And you really can change it up and make this more realistic this way. Now, without cleaning, I'm just going to pick up some burnt umber. I had to think about it. Burnt umber all day. Well, right now anyway. All right, I want to get this brown involved, and just want to go in here, just kind of place that, you know, just in some places. I'm just pretty much mapping out where I kind of want things to be, and of course I'll come in here when this dries up a bit and I'll be able to lay that down, and it won't do this. It'll be more saturated and solid, but then I'll be able to blend it over as well and make it look settled down in it. And it'll just do and be how it's supposed to look and be. Just kind of playing this around. However, if there's something I don't like, I can take a value, cover it up. It's all good. Just kind of go for it. There's really no right or wrong. Just kind of find a flow. I'm just kind of going with this deal here. There's a little, see, there's a little bit of dark up in here. But I've got some of that value showing through and with it. Don't want to take it all. Okay, so just like this. Just kind of do something like this. And I'm gonna go to my number 2 regular nylon flat brush. This is gonna help me really get into some smaller areas, kind of do some different shapes. The angle brush is good, and it's great for all these lines and the precision and all that, but when I want to get in here and start doing more regular shapes and smaller ways, I find that the number 2 flat for me anyways works a little bit better. So again, use what brush you're comfortable with. This is just a demo of how I do this. So I'm going to fill this in now just a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of raw umber and a little bit of Cad Yellow, a little titanium white, not too much there, maybe a little bit of this orange to it. Okay, maybe some more yellow. I really got to warm that brown up. There we go. A little bit more orangey to that. All right, so I'm thinking somewhere in here. I'll just go ahead and throw this in here, right like so. Okay, let's put some of that over here, and it just kind of settles this down, kind of makes this involved a little bit better. This reddish orange, so it's not so hard lined there. Some of this yellow, and I want to put this just kind of in here. Okay, and one more time with this down here, and I want to put some of that right in here as well. I'll streak some of that in like that. And again, I want to take some of this yellow, some of this brown a little bit. Okay, just something like that. And I want to go just kind of like this. Show some more of the glass jar details here. So something like that. And again, I want to enhance this. A little striking little reflection deal right there. And let's see, I'm gonna go just kind of somewhat like this. And now what I want to do is I want to add some burnt umber and a little Cad Yellow again. Okay, something like this. And with this darker value, I just want to go in now and I want to strike some stuff with this. Alrighty, so I'm going to start blocking in some shades and different values of more or less what I use for the background, but change it, of course, because in a jar, looking through it, it's going to change that value a little bit since it is through a glass. But because there is a slight change of what's already in the background, is what's going to give it that impression that it's glass and we're looking through it. So with that said, I'm going to take a little bit of this Phthalo Blue in raw umber and just a teeny bit of yellow, and I'm going to take some white, a little bit more raw umber to that, all right, let's see, just kind of looking for, what am I looking for? Anybody know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for this. It's this color right here. And I'm thinking, yeah, something like this. This will look really good against this background within the jar. It's going to give, I believe, a very realistic sort of appeal to this. So just kind of going to play this around. Again, if I don't like something, if this is too much, I can take this background color that's lighter and knock it back and use it to shape this to whatever it is and whatever it should be. Here, I want to line this up with this red orange color here because that shows one plane of the jar and then how it changes over into this plane, keeping that 3-dimension alive there. Okay, so without cleaning, I'm going to go back into our darkest value. That's the blue and some raw umber mixed. Okay, so it's kind of an equal parts. You know, you might have a little bit more blue of a hue, maybe more of a dark brown, but just kind of mix this to whatever you desire. But for the most part, like I said, it's just this dark, more or less black here. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to strike just some things here on the glass. Just like that. take now some of this orangey color here, some of this burnt umber. Okay, I'm going to darken this orange down here. Okay, and I'm going to apply this as well in some places here and there. Alright, I'm going to take my number 2 nylon brush again. I'm going to start working some values on top of the spoon here. And with this, I'm going to take again some more of this burnt. See, I did it again. This is burnt umber. Raw umber. I caught it, see? Ain't that nice? And I'm going to take a little bit of white, just like so, and I'm going to go back over this. You can see all the rough, sketchy brush strokes and some transparent areas. That's just first base stuff, first coat. So here we go. Just going to lay this down on this. Okay, and I'm going to leave this some of this edge dark here, so I don't want to bring it all the way over. And going to work on some of this drip here. So again, I'm going to take some of this raw umber and some Cad Yellow. Let's see, I'll do this. Okay, something like that. And let's see if I have this value there. Yeah, something like that. And I'm just going to take this up. Just kind of show this here. Okay, so given this edge right here, this is going to start to show some dimension on this spoon here, as you can see. I'm just applying this value here. Okay, let's see, something like this. Okay, and I'm just going to hit the very edge like this. It's going to have kind of this little deal like this coming up. Alrighty, let's work some more on this here. I'm gonna take a little bit of burnt umber now to that, a little bit of raw umber, a little bit of Cad Yellow, and I think something like this. And I just kind of want to use the corner of the brush here, this number 2 flat, and just kind of do something like this, just kind of bring this little thing down like this little deal. This is all for the shine of the spoon here, these things, so I'm just gonna sort of kind of do something like that. Okay, I'm gonna clean my brush again. Now what I want to do is, again, I want to take some Cad Yellow and just a teeny bit of raw umber to that, and now a bunch of titanium white. Okay, maybe something like this. And let's see, I'm going to wipe a lot of that paint off the brush, just a little bit of paint so that I can kind of blend this back a little bit and show this shine just kind of streaking across the spoon like this. Okay, I'll go over this just a little bit like that. I'm going to grab, without cleaning now, just a little bit more Cad Yellow. And I'm going to take, again, just a little bit of paint on the brush. And I want to go right here. And now, without cleaning, I'm just going to take, again, some of this orange that I made. And I want to go in here with that. Just sort of do kind of something like this with it. I don't want to cover all that orange up, but just taking it kind of like this. Okay, and I want to settle this brown here that I put right here. I want to settle that in just a little bit better. So I'm gonna kind of go over this, and of course you'll be able to see it. So I think what I'm going to do actually is grab a little bit more of this burnt umber and Cad Orange here. And let's see, I'm going to go kind of like that, and it just really helps to settle that down, makes it a little bit more natural looking. Let's see, some highlight stuff up here. I'm going to take some titanium white, a little bit of raw umber, and we'll do something kind of like this. And I'm just going to, like I said, hit some highlight stuff. But then again, if there's something I don't like, I can take that dark value and I can cover the lighter stuff and use it to shape it to whatever, if there's something out of whack. So really just go for it. You really can push these colors around and do anything at any time. I'm going to add in now a little bit of burnt umber and some titanium white. Okay, just another value down here. And I'm going to put just some of that here and there, but not everywhere. Okay, just kind of something like that. Maybe a little bit up there. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit more of this dull yellow that I made. That's a little bit of raw umber and some white. And let's get some more titanium white. I really want to brighten this up. Okay, something like this right here. Okay, just gonna pet the canvas, just a little bit of paint, and I just want to brighten this area up. Just start to hit some shine on the spoon with this. And kind of work this in. Yeah, just like that, see? And what you might find is for a minute here, the spoon may look like a honeycomb instead of a spoon with honey dripping off of it. But as soon as I get the shadows and the highlights and everything in place, this thing is going to shine, and you're really going to be able to go, wow, look at that spoon with that honey on it. Just want to eat it. I'm going to go back in now with some more yellow and mix it with some of that dull stuff. Okay, just a little bit. And I want to put just a little bit of that. Again, a lot of the paint off the brush. I don't want a lot, and I'm going to just sort of dust over some of this value here, and it's going to put some glow and shine into that just a little bit. Okay, so we got something like this, and again I want to add some more of this yellow kind of down here where it meets this orange a little bit. Kind of like that. I want to take just titanium white and just a teeny pin drop of yellow, and just kind of like that. Okay, and right here I want to strike a very bright direct highlight. And one more time I want to get some titanium white. And I'm not going to concern myself too much with putting any more yellow into it. Now I'm going to get some Cad Yellow now, just a little bit. And I want to kind of show this outer yellow glow happening here off of this bright highlight. So I'll go on either side of it like so. See how that just lights that up? It just makes it really shine so good that way. Shadow kind of color here, and then I'm going to go with a little bit of burnt umber and raw umber. And I kind of want to make this a little different. So these little changes in values here, how we make this pop and shine and all that. So let's get that onto here. For taking that color off the brush, I'm going to take some Cad Yellow now, just a little bit. And I'm going to go right in here. Just kind of like that. And I'm going to put some of that also right in here. And once again, I'm going to grab titanium white and some of this dull yellow here. And without cleaning, I'm going to take some burnt and some raw umber together, just to kind of mix it up a bit. And then let's see, maybe a little bit more, and a little bit more yellow. Brush, I'm just going to come down and do kind of something like this. And I'll kind of come up here and fade some of this over that a little bit. Okay, and I'll enhance some of this stuff in here. Okay, and there's this little shadow things here. Okay, something like that. So you can already start to see it take off a little bit. And this is be super duper here in a little bit. Is now just take pure titanium white. Just a little bit of paint on the brush again. And right here, really want to make this super duper bright. And Just kind of dust down on top of this orangey yellow stuff a little bit and kind of have it blend just a teeny bit. And also something okay, let's strike this highlight again right here. All right, so I want to take now some white. I want to take a little bit of raw umber and some Cad Yellow. And again, more white, more raw umber. And just a hint of, say, maybe this orange right here. And yeah, I really want to get this looking a little bit lighter. It's going to have more of a transparency look, I think, this way. Okay, I'm going to go into some more titanium white. And one more time, I'm going to come in here and just really brighten up this striking highlight here on the spoon. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of Cad Yellow now, and I want to dust some of that over into here just like this. And because yellow is so transparent, it's really going to allow the orange to show through, and that's exactly what I want to do here, is just make with the orange that's already here just a little bit more vibrant. And I won't cover all of it up, I'll just leave some. And with that color left on the brush, I'm going to glaze over this stuff here. And I want some of this yellow to come into some of this highlight here. And it just kind of gives it that gloss of the color of the honey dripping off right here really well this way. Okay, and just something like that. Okay, and so now what I want to do is I want to take a little bit of this raw umber and white together. See, kind of just like that. And once again, I want to define something here where it shows transparency of the honey, where it kind of stops on the spoon here. So I'm going to go with these highlights here and just kind of do something like this. I'm going to take now the raw umber and phthalo blue mixture for our dark value again. And I'm going to decide that right here and somewhere over like this will be a shadow to show the honey kind of coming off the spoon, where it kind of collaborated right here and then just kind of all dripped out from there. So it gives that some nice detail like that. I'm going to take now a little bit of titanium white and I just kind of want to strike a little bit of a highlight, like it's kind of like this. Okay, something like that. And then in here, I'll just put some little dots and stuff like that. That kind of just shows some of the light that's hitting the honey right here, and it gives it that transparency effect. And then right here, the shine kind of goes on top there because it kind of shows just the gloss and just the way that it shines like this super well. Okay, and also right there. And with that white still on the brush, I'm just going to again brighten this highlight up. And as I get over here, I want to fade it down and not have it as bright and just sort of have that yellow glow sort of take over. Okay, so something like this. Now, again, more Cad Yellow. And with this, I am just going to take just a little bit of paint on the brush again, and just kind of, again, sort of take this up and just kind of do this number. See, and it just gives this glow. It really takes that shine to another level that way. Okay, so, and without cleaning now, I'm going to start adding some little values here, and then I'm going to take this reddish orange color here. And right here, I'm going to take and just press harder and then a little bit lighter as I bring this little shape down here. Okay, so we got that color now reflecting up into there a little bit. Alrighty. So I'm going to start working some more details with more values and all of that. So I'm going to continue on with some more of the similar values. So for instance, I'm going to take this yellow and some more of this raw umber together. And we get this nice tone here. Okay, so I'm going to go up in here and just kind of start doing some things like this. Okay, just to show some of the reflection of the glass and some of the things about the glass through the honey here that's transparent. And just wherever, and if you don't like something, again, take a value, cover it up, and just really kind of place these in random ways and some broken up stuff like this. Okay, I'm putting some of that on the rim here of the glass. And as I bring this down, you see this dark right here against this light. I don't want to take it all the way to the edges. I want to leave the light showing on either side of this dark here. So we'll just kind of do this. Okay, and same thing right here. Alright, so again, leaving this light here to show this, and a little bit of a value change between this and what I did before, and just giving the shine and transparency and reflections and all those things with all of these values playing together and creating this illusion. And what I'm going to do now is just take a little bit of white and some of this guy here, a little bit of raw umber and yellow, and now some titanium white to that, So we have this kind of yellowish, sort of lighter color here. And I'm going to go in here as well and play this and see, just like this, you got a little bit different values happening now. So just all these little things like so. I want to do now is start taking some highlight stuff and going through the glass and just making this zing and pop like there's no tomorrow. So here we go. I'm going to just take pure titanium white and I'm going to hit some striking direct highlights. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to hit some right in here. Okay, a little bit, and I'm going to do these little shapes in here, just here and there with some of these, just to show some stuff happening. Okay, kind of like that, and okay, I don't know, whatever you want to do. However you want to do it. Okay, just getting a little bit more white to get that more opaque and saturated and to show up just a little bit more. Okay, something like that. There we go. And little direct highlight kisses here and there along the way. So there'll be one like right maybe like that, just kind of wherever. Okay, so still a number 2 flat, it's just brand new. And I'm gonna go with this now and continue the same things and just continue on. Okay, so I'm just gonna go just again, Cad Yellow. And I'm gonna hit some of these really bright spots in here. Like I said, like right in here. And then of course again, right here. Okay, let's see, I'm gonna go. And I'm just gonna touch the canvas, I'm not gonna brush it, otherwise it's just gonna blend right back in and this won't show up very well. So when I do this, I just wanna just kind of tap and go. Let it land where it wants to. So if it's too much, leave it anyways, and I would say just take the other value and knock it back to whatever degree. That way you can have the vibrant stuff and have that there, and you don't have to go back again. So just gonna do something like that, and this really makes this sparkle up, as you can see here, really well. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into this raw umber and Cad Yellow. Okay, and I'm gonna go into some of this titanium white, just a little bit, and I'm just gonna add another smoother coat here. See, just kind of like this. And let's see, I'm gonna go kind of like this around some of this brights, or yeah, some of these highlights. It's gonna make them pop a little bit more. And also show some more glass detail here. See that, how that pops out of there? Just really brings this alive a lot better. Just kind of throw some lines in here like this. See, it just shows some more glass reflection detail stuff, and really just adds more detail and shine this way, I think. All right, I'm going to take some yellow, a little bit of burnt umber, a little bit of titanium white, wiping most of that color off my brush, and I just want to get some yellow and white. Okay, something like this kind of light gold color, and I want to come in here and just kind of hit some of these, yeah, like this. And again, just pure titanium white and just brightening up these highlights. And again, another coat means more opaque, more vibrant. The highlights pop out and they contrast better. So we'll see when I put another coat down, see how much better that shows up. And just like this, we can really make these things happen. So I'm going to take this down, show a real direct highlight here. And I'll have some of the glass show through like this. This really gives that glass impression when you see these little faded marks. You know, I'm just dry brushing this, no water on the brush or it won't do quite like this. You might have to wait for it to dry and then come back with a dry brush and get that with that, but isn't that nice to just kind of show like this. Take mostly yellow and maybe just a teeny bit of orange. Not much. Just like a pin drop maybe. There we go, something like that. And again, I just kind of want to dust over this and just kind of glaze this color over. Bring this glow back a little bit. Okay, something like that. And I can take this all the way up. Okay, and then boom, look at how that just brings that shine right back out. And I'll even put some of this orange color right in here too. Okay, right in here. I'm going to continue now with some direct white, or pure titanium white for direct highlights. So just going to load that up again and just go around with this. Do is, again, I'm just going to go just pure titanium white. I want to pop this highlight out of here just a little bit more. Okay, and again, just like with the yellow, I'm just going to kind of lay that in there without touching it too much. You see, like that. Okay, so getting raw umber, some Cad Yellow, and some just a little bit of titanium white, not much, and I'm gonna go into this little bit of darker value here. Okay, you want to hit this one more time, just kind of have that sort of show up a little bit. And then, of course, back in here. Okay, and I actually want to add a little bit of Phthalo Blue and some raw umber for our dark value. Okay, something like this. And I can have some of this be in here. See, that kind of pops that out of there a little bit, looks like that. I'm going to take my number 6 brand new nylon flat brush here to do the shadows, and again I'm going to take the background color, so that was raw umber, a little bit of phthalo blue, and just a little bit of Cad Yellow to that, and titanium white. So let's see, I'm going to make up something about, I need a little bit more raw umber into that. See, I want to darken that. I want to get rid of some of that saturation on that blue and that yellow. And I'm thinking something about like this flavor. And again, I can adjust that color and I can use background to knock it back if I don't like it. Let's see, something about like this. And I'm going to come over, kind of do something like that, I think. Just this little shadow reflection here, and have this come over and do something, I'm going to say kind of like this. And again, I can always add white and knock this back and make it be however it's supposed to, and I don't have to worry about if it's too dark or not exactly the right value. So I just kind of put it down to C, and then if I need to, I can just adjust it from there. So see, with the shadow too, it also makes this highlight on here pop, and it shows where the jar begins, as opposed to that light background. When you have titanium white right next to that, it may be kind of hard to see. So with this shadow, that also helps to define that detail a little bit more and have that definition stand out that much better. What I want to do now is reflect some of this orange color onto the surface that it's sitting on here. So what I want to do is take a little bit of maybe this orange color here, and just like that, add it to this, add a little bit more titanium white maybe to that. And as you can see, we've got this orangey gray color from our shadow here, kind of like this. Okay, and let's see, let's bring this over here, just kind of like this. Show some natural play going on here with light and shadow, see, like this. And I can run back over this just a little bit to kind of show the shadow involved and show the color reflecting the table a little bit, or into the table. Okay, and again, I want to go back into more of that same color. And let's see. Okay, I'm going to take my script liner brush with lots of water, and I think I'm going to go into this blue in raw umber for a dark value here, and I'm going to pull it through to a point just like so, and I'm going to sign, say, right here. And again, I want to thank everybody so much for watching. I hope this lesson came to you with ease and that it was clear and that you were able to follow along. Let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are, and if there's anything that maybe I'm leaving out that I need to go over maybe a little bit more, or maybe some subject matter that you want to see painted, because you just really maybe want to follow along and see what kind of method we can add to whatever subject matter you'd like to see and follow with. So there it is, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet for more videos. And again, thank you everybody for your support. I appreciate that. And until next time, happy painting, everyone.